much for being here tonight. And we're going to close with, Julie and I are going to share just a Premier Designs opportunity with those of you that are guests. If you are a guest here tonight, can you just raise your hand so I can see who's here? How many we have? There's quite a few of you. Well, at the end of the evening, to the guests, we are going to be giving away a piece of jewelry to you, and then we're going to be collecting your guest surveys too, which you all should have in your hand. You all get your guest surveys.
Is there anyone that did not?
That did not get a guest survey, we will have somebody bring those around right at the end, but we're going to have you fill those out too. And then we'll tell you a little bit more about the boutique. But before we get started, I'm just going to tell you my real quick story with Premier Designs. I, again, Tim, never wore jewelry. And my number one fear in my entire life was public speaking. In fact, that's the number one fear in society. I'm sure you've all heard that, even more so than death. But during my first 10 jewelry shows, I hyperventilated. And on my fourth one, my hostess said to me, "Do you need a brown paper bag?" It doesn't get much worse than that. It was pretty bad. But I just kept pushing through, doing it afraid. But I was introduced to Premier when I lived in the Washington, D.C. area. I went to a jewelry show. I didn't want to be there. There were about 35 people there. I sat in the very back of the room and talked to my neighbor the entire time. Didn't really pay attention. I did hear one fashion tip. It said big earrings made your butt look smaller, so I bought those. And that's it. I went around thinking how skinny I looked with my new big earrings on. That's the truth, just saying. So we ended up moving to Ohio. I could feel like my marriage was starting to unravel. I didn't want to be a victim like my mother was, and I thought, I've got to find a stream of income. You see, my past, I was a financial analyst. I worked in crude oil trading in Houston, Texas. In Ohio, there's no crude oil, so there's an issue. I couldn't go back to what I had done. So I needed a stream of income. So I called that girl in Virginia, and I said, "Send me the paperwork." She sent it to me. I read it. I understood it. I signed it, put my investment on a secret credit card, sent it into Premier, and I didn't even know I should call her. She called me and said, "Did you sign up?" I said, "I did." She goes, "Are you kidding me?" I go, "No, I'm not." She goes, "Well, I only have 30 days to do your training show." And I said, "Well, you better get to Ohio." So she came to Ohio, she brought one necklace, and she left the next day, and there I was with jewelry, and I didn't know how to wear it, and I didn't even know what to do with it, and I was scared out of my mind. But I did it afraid. And I'll tell you, it's been the best decision I've ever made in my life. You've always heard hear the saying, if you want something you've never done, you've got to do something you do something you've never. If you want something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. And I have to tell you, ladies, that's really true. And I'm so glad that I did step out of my comfort zone. So Julie, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into Premier?
Well, I got into Premier 8 years ago. And at that time, I was a stay-at-home, homeschooling mom of 3. I had 2 5-year-old twins and a toddler. And I had been a 7th grade American history teacher, but had walked away from that. But we were really in a situation where we needed some money. I was babysitting twice a week to make $500 a month. And I really needed to stop doing that because of homeschooling. It's really hard to homeschool your kids. I tried while babysitting. It didn't work very well. And Premier came into my life. Now, Premier was not a good fit for me because I didn't wear any jewelry. I didn't wear any jewelry. I didn't understand fashion. If you've seen any of my videos, you've seen some of my funny pictures of the way that I was at that time. It just was not a natural fit. But what I knew I had found was a great company. And so we really needed that money. We had a huge why. And so we got started. And that very first show, now I need to tell you that I made $500 a month babysitting. At that very first show, my kickoff show, I made almost $500. So we did the happy dance, and I kept doing these shows, and I did 5 home shows that month, and I kept going. I've always done 5 home shows. And very quickly it became a 6-figure income for our family. And I was able to homeschool my kids for the first 4 years of my Premier career. So Premier has been an incredible, incredible blessing to us. Now, how was I able to do that? I was able to do that because Premier is awesome and they pay us 50%. So if I went out and did a $600 show, I made $300 and I got paid that night. And when we first started selling Premier, $300 was like $3,000. I mean, it was awesome. So it was such an incredible blessing that continues to be. Now, since we make 50%. We also get to shop at 50%, which is very nice. But what I love about Premier that Tim has already identified for us is that Premier does not want to make money off of its consultants. It does not want to be a buyer's club. So those charm bracelets, right? These are awesome because they represent all of the ways I've been recognized and all of the free jewelry I've earned. So in that very first year, I earned over $2,000 in free jewelry right away. And I have earned thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in free jewelry. And I love that about Premier, and I love the recognition. And I love all the trips that I've earned too, because that's on this bracelet too.
The trips are a lot of fun. I've been on 14 trips with Premier Design. That trips really motivated me. I said, being the financial analyst, I said 50% and free trips, where do I sign up? And that's the truth, I'm not even kidding you. But when you're selling jewelry, you know, most women don't realize that there are 3 types of jewelry. There's the real thing, which women know, it's on their DNA, and there's costume jewelry, which we are not. And I always tell the ladies at my show, if you call our jewelry costume, I'm gonna take your ticket back. So it's high fashion, and there is a difference. And high fashion is kind of the jewelry that bridges the costume jewelry with the real thing. And ladies, I love the fact that our average price of our jewelry is roughly around $38. Think about it, $38, and they offer the golden guarantee. So if you purchase something, a stone falls out of your watch, or a stone falls out of your necklace, a clasp breaks, something happens, guess what? All you have to do is call me, text me, email me, Facebook me, however it is that you want to get in touch with me, and I will go online and have a new piece of jewelry sent directly to your home. I will get that old piece back to you, and I will send it back to Premier. Now, if it's after 60 days, Premier's going to charge you $5. That's a great deal if you really think about it, because they're not repairing your piece of jewelry. They're giving you a brand new piece of jewelry. I love it that I have a company that stands behind their jewelry. Therefore, they stand behind me, and I don't have to pay to replace people's jewelry. So that really makes me a very happy person.
Well, jewelry is fun and easy to sell. Now, remember, when I started, I did not understand fashion. So the idea of getting up in front of people and teaching them about jewelry and how to dress and how to wear this jewelry was very intimidating. But at my very first training, these gals told me about a very simple presentation, a flip chart. I just had to read stuff, and it would tell me exactly what to do, and I thought, I can do that, that's really great. And until I really became comfortable, I clung to those notes like nobody's business. And that is so fabulous. It's really, really easy to sell. But you know what else? It is pretty. It is awesome. It is easy to sell jewelry. It is the #1 gift. And girls, we wear our products, so we're a walking advertisement. Everywhere we go, people go, I love your pendant, and I can tell them how they can get it for free, and that keeps my business going strong.
I love the fact that we have no quotas and we have no territories, so you can go anywhere in the whole United States of America and sell your jewelry. Isn't that awesome? You could even go to Puerto Rico and sell your jewelry if you want, and you could do a jewelry show there and write off your whole trip. I think that's a pretty good business idea. Anyway, that's wonderful that we can go anywhere and sell our jewelry. And then we also have no quotas. So if you get into Premier and you decide you want to do it just part-time because you have a full-time job, you know, 60% of the people that do Premier do it in conjunction with a full-time job. Well, maybe your job's going to send you out overseas for 3 months. In Premier, you can come in and you actually have permission to take off as much time as you want, because you see, you don't have a boss. You are your own boss. If you don't want to sell the jewelry for 3 months, you don't have to. You have nothing to lose. You can take a little time off, and that's good. So I love the fact that I get to set my own schedule. I love that I can pick the days that I want to work. If I want to work the first 10 days of the month and take the next 20 off, I can do that. So it's beautiful to be your own boss. I mean, it really is the bomb to be your own boss, just saying.
Now, a lot of people want to know, how do you keep your business going? That's a really, really important question. And Premier has provided that. It's our incredible hostess plan. Women are always going to want to get the product for free rather than having to pay full price, right? So our incredible hostess plan, now what's so amazing about our hostess plan is that Premier pays for it. They do not expect us to take part of our 50% and spend it on our hostesses so that they will have a jewelry show. They provide it. They give them 30% of the show total in free jewelry. So if you have a $500 show, it's $150, they can spend however they want. They're going to pay $4 for shipping, and they're going to pay the sales tax. But on top of that, they're going to get 2 $50 gift cards. So the first gift card is if they have $100 in sales before I arrive and they keep their original date, boom, they get $50 more that they can spend. And if 3 of their friends and family want to have a jewelry show with me to help me perpetuate my business, another $50 gift card. So that is amazing. So they can have $250 or $300 in free jewelry just on a $500 or $600 show. Now, what's so great about this is that I don't have to pay for it. All I do is I pay an $8 fee when I submit my show, whether it's a $200 show or a $2,000 show. I don't have to pay more if it's a ginormous show. And I pay $6 for those gift cards. Now, those fees are really important because that gives me my independent distributor status. I'm not an employee, and I get wonderful tax benefits. A lot of people will do direct sales just for the tax benefits, so we love our hostess benefits.
Julie, did you say you pay the same for a $100 show or a $2,000 show?
Yes.
Serious?
Yes.
So I've heard recently that you just had a $2,000 show.
Well, I had a $2,700 show.
Oh, excuse me, a $2,700 show. Well, Julie, how much free jewelry did your hostess get?
I can't even remember, but it was over $1,000. It was a lot of jewelry.
And out of your profit, how much did you pay?
I paid $8 to submit that show, and she did get both bonuses.
And she did get both bonuses. So you see, girls, that's really important. That's not true for any other company that's out there. We don't pay for our hostesses' free jewelry. That is humongous. You see, we have no inventory, and that's so important to know. You know, in this business, you don't want to carry inventory because that could just strangle you. And we don't have to deliver our products. You see, when we do our shows, Premier Designs ships our jewelry directly to our hostesses, so I don't have to drive all over Chicago delivering my jewelry because that would make me really crazy with the traffic that we have over there. So that is a beautiful thing. No inventory, and the fact that Premier Designs gives the hostess the free jewelry. I want you to burn those thoughts into your brain. You with me? Okay, good. All right. Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about training. You know, in any professional job, you are going to have to go to what we like to call continuing education. If you're a lawyer, you go to continuing education. If you're an accountant, you go to continuing education. If you're a teacher, you certainly go to continuing education. Any profession is going to have continuing education, and in Premier, this is a profession, and we do have continuing education. Typically, it's once a month. Sometimes we have more than one thing going on a month, and that's great. But I would encourage you, if you decide to become a jeweler, to really plug into those trainings. You don't have to go because you are an independent distributor, but that's where you're going to really build friendships. That's where you're going to get connected. And as with anything, women, we love to connect with each other. And it is so much fun to go to training because you're going to be there to cheer each other on and to give each other ideas. And when you're there, you're going to find yourself with a new family. You know, in my whole life, I never thought I would have a family like I do now. I came from a relatively small family, and now y'all are my family, and I just so appreciate that. But it's so nice to have Premier sisters all over the world, all over the country, because literally they are all over the country. And as my husband once said to me, he goes, you know, Donna, the people in Premier, they're just so nice. I go, well, you either are nice or you get out. Because that's just kind of the culture that you have. I mean, there really is a culture of just helping one another, and that's a really great environment to be around. And you know, when you have that friendships, you can go to rallies with them. You're going to go to different events, go to trips and things like that. But Premier's whole marketing plan structures those friendships, and it's structured so that you have a Premier family. You know, there are 3 people that have a direct interest in your business, and those are the 3 people that are above you in Premier. The person that brings you into Premier, that's we affectionately refer to this as your Premier Mama. Now, I know that sounds silly. I thought it was silly when I started too, but there really is a lot of that type of relationship, because they're going to bring you into Premier, and they're going to teach you. They're going to give you a good skill set so that you have a good business. And if you have a good sponsor, that's good, because they're going to teach you what works. I want to learn from somebody that works their business, somebody that knows what they're doing, and I'm sure you do too. And that's a wonderful thing, because you know what, when you go out and you make 50% of whatever you sell, let's just say example, you have a $1,000 show. You're going to make $500, right? And Premier makes $500. Well, Premier is very generous, and they take 10% of whatever they make, and they pay it to the person that sponsored you, and the person above them, and the person above them. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I have a degree in finance, and when I started in this business, I did not understand this. So it may seem like it makes sense to you, but it is really a great way to build, to kind of like to open up just a lot of different stores. But you can really bless a lot of people's lives by sharing this business, but in turn it blesses you back. But you have a vested interest. 3 people above you have a vested interest in your business, and it is a really, really good thing.
So you're probably wondering, okay, this is great. I really love that we make 50%. I love this amazing hostess plan, and that 10% commission is the best in the industry. I'm intrigued. How do I get started? Well, Tim has already explained, and we've gone over how we are not a buyer's club. We are not interested in making money off of the consultants. We are interested in you having businesses. And so we do not have quotas. So you do not have to sell so much every single quarter. Instead, we have a jeweler fee, and it's $350, and we all pay it very gladly. It's a tax deduction. It's the profit from 1 or 2 shows. And we get tons of really awesome stuff from it. We get a printout, and we have this home office staff, and they insure our jewelry, and there's so many things. But let me tell you what I think is the best. The best is that they take care of our sales tax for us. We sell a product, and if I owned my own business, I would have to get a sales tax ID, which would cost me hundreds of dollars, and then I'd have the hassle of distributing that sales tax wherever I sold the product. And since I live right here, I do shows in Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and then I travel various places. And I would have the hassle of having to distribute that sales tax, but see, Premier takes care of that for me, and I love that. Now, when you are a new jeweler, you pay $395, an extra $45, and you get $45 worth of paper products and training, and it's awesome. But you know what you get for that? You get your sponsor, your mama jeweler, with all of her experience, coming to do your kickoff show, and that is so valuable. She's going to use all of her knowledge and expertise to help make you money. She's going to help sell that jewelry for you, help earn you free jewelry, help book you shows, and help start to build your team. And you don't have to share $1 with her. Premier takes care of her so that you can make every single dollar of that 50%.
Well, when you come into Premier, you're probably going to want to have some jewelry. It is helpful to have some jewelry at a jewelry show. And Premier has packaged this, the boutique, in fact, it's right here in front of you. This is what our boutique looks like right now. And this is actually $1,300 worth of jewelry and supplies, and the new jeweler has the opportunity to purchase that for $475. Now, they're not just giving you any old jewelry, the jewelry that they keep in the basement that they can't get rid of. They're giving you the best things out there. I mean, they're giving you the stuff that really, really sells. This piece right here, Sugar Rush, was on back order forever. And the reason that it's on back order is because there's so many different ways to wear just one piece. And they're giving you pieces that complement each other. So they're actually giving you our best pieces. And how would they know what our best pieces are? Because they can see what's selling at the home office. And I love the fact that they want you to succeed. So they're going to give you our best pieces at a huge discount. So if you purchase this, like I said, it's $1,300. You can purchase that for $475. Like I said, it's 65% off of the retail price. Now, when you get into become a jewelry lady, you quickly get this disease. I'm going to tell you what it's called, jewelry-itis. You want it all. You look at that and you go, you're kidding me? That's it? I need more. And then you really want to buy it. And your Premier sponsor says, stop. Do not buy any more jewelry. You must win it. And you have to be stern with your new people. You have to win it. And you know, girls, I love to win something. Does anybody else that like to win something? I mean, make me work for it and I will win it. You show me, I'll do what I have to do. So here's the deal. If you go out and you have your kickoff show, then that's done. Now, if you do 6 shows in 6 weeks after that, Premier is going to give you $200 certificate to get more jewelry. Now, let me tell you, you're going to have a list that's about $1,000 worth of jewelry, but they're going to let you scratch off your top picks and you're going to get $200 worth. Now, if you go out and you do 3 more shows and you have to get it done in the next 3 weeks, you're going to actually get another $100 certificate, and then they give you 12 weeks, and if you do your 12 shows in 12 weeks, basically, you're going to get another $100 jewelry gift certificate. So in review, if you do 12 shows in 12 days, you're going to win it. You can do it all the way up to 12 weeks, but you're going to win $400 in free jewelry, and that is just awesome, and you're going to want more. Now, I have to tell you just a little secret. They give you a lot of contests, and Mandy was talking about the My Premier rewards. Sometimes to new jewelers, it can be just a little confusing because you're not quite sure what you're winning. So I would tell you, check that page daily on the website because you can double dip. Don't tell Tim, but you can double dip and actually win free jewelry from the same thing. So don't tell him, but you can. I'm an expert at it. So there you go.
Now, when you get the boutique, you can put that with your jeweler fee, and you can actually apply for our jeweler rewards card and finance it for 6 months. But there's no way on this earth that it should take you 6 months to pay off this less than $1,000 investment. Now, obviously, Donna's made this a career, and I've made this a career, and many of the women in this room have made this a career. But when you're deciding about Premier, you do not need to make a life-altering decision. You need to just look at 5 home shows, okay? If you can just think through doing 5 home shows to date Premier, try it out, see what you think. It will be a much easier decision. Let me break down these 5 shows. You're gonna have your kickoff show with your sponsoring mama. She's gonna be right there with you. Then there's gonna be people that can't make it to that kickoff show. So you're gonna do a little practice show with them the next week, okay? Premier allows us to do a personal home show, so you'll actually earn more free jewelry at that show, and you'll get things started. Then 3 of your friends and family, 3 hostesses, 3 women who will love you dearly because they're gonna get so much free jewelry from those shows. That's 5 home shows, okay? Maybe you do that in a month. Maybe you do that in 3 months. It's up to you, the pace. But 5 home shows, you'll have that $1,000 investment paid off. Why? Because an average show is about $500. Okay, so a $400, $500 show, you're gonna make $200. 200 times 5 is $1,000. Bing, bang, boom, you've got it paid off. Now, if you find that it's not for you, you have $1,300 worth of jewelry totally paid off, and you can just wear it and look beautiful. But what if you love it? What if you find it's everything Donna and I are explaining to you? It's fun. It's not hard. There's friends. It's a wonderful company to be a part of. What if you book 10 more shows? What if you never try? You've got to try. And it's not hard. And it's not intimidating. It's just 5 home shows.
So we hope that if you're a guest here tonight, you really consider giving Premier Designs a try. It can make a major difference in your life. I know it has for me personally. I'm so glad I did it. And even if you are afraid, I just tell you, do it afraid. I promise you, you won't die, and I bet you won't even hyperventilate like I did. And if you do, call me and tell me. I'll commiserate with you because I know the feeling. And whatever you're afraid of, I just encourage you, whatever your fear is, to just conquer your fear and face it head on, because it could be the best thing that you ever did in your entire life. Remember, if you've won something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. Now, for those of you that are here and tonight and you're considering maybe thinking about this as an opportunity, or maybe you know somebody that this would work for, if you are an actual guest here tonight and you would fill out your guest survey, and if you decide to sign up in Premier, you can go online on your tablet if you have an iPad, and you can sign up there. And like we said, the $395 initial fee that we pay to be a jeweler for 1 year, you can put that on your Premier card. You can apply for a Premier card right there on your tablet. And it's not 6 months the same as cash, but you can pay for it right there and finance it so that it's not $1 out of your pocket. If you do go ahead and get the boutique, which I highly encourage you to do, you can go ahead and finance that for 6 months, same as cash. Now, as soon